Welcome, I'm Brooke Johnson from Yahara Chocolate, and today we are going to be talking about this bar from Ecuador, from Mashpi Chocolate. It is a bar that may be familiar to some of you. It's new in my shop, and they just are the most amazing makers. They're from high up in the cloud forest of Ecuador, in the Chocó region. You may hear a lot about the Manabi Valley cacao. This is even from further up into the cloud forest, up into the mountains, where they're creating a regenerative agriculture, bird, nature, everything friendly cacao plantation in the forest that is just melds and is a part of the forest there. And that, of course, is only part of their story, and the rest is their chocolate. And so this is an amazing chocolate bar. It is 65% cacao, heirloom nacional cacao, and it is filled. And so you can see here's the bar that looks like this. And you can see it's really chunky because each one of these is filled with the pulp of the cacao fruit itself. And if you're familiar with what a cacao pulp looks like, and they don't have a picture of it on here, when you break this pod open, you open it up and all the seeds are in there, but they're surrounded by this incredibly fruity pulp. If you've ever tasted it, it's like pineapple and mango and lemon and lime. And all you can say is like, boy, this tastes tropical. You can't really put your finger on it, but it is super, super, super sweet. And that pulp surrounds the cacao seed inside and is the basis for all the sugar of the fermentation that takes place as you start to prepare the beans. So if we break one of the pieces here, and we break it in half, it's easier to bite in half, but we'll break it in half instead. I don't know if you can see there. So there's that gummy pulp that's there in the middle, and that is inside each one of these cells of the chocolate. And if you do it like this, you can sort of taste just a little bit of it. And it's immediately tart and sweet, very sweet. And just like I said, it just has this immense tropical embodiment of like, that is not from around here. Being from Wisconsin, this is not from around here. And so it's a little bit sweeter dark chocolate. It is a little bit harder to pick up the chocolate notes because really in this bar, the chocolate is acting as a shell to encompass the cacao fruit. Right, if you've never tasted cacao fruit, this is just an amazing way to do it. And then the chocolate melts like an envelope around the cacao fruit itself to provide a nice soft background, but the fruit inside is just very, very tart, very tangy. But since I pulled it apart, I do have little pieces of the chocolate here. And using this heirloom national cacao, you're going to get a very light flavor. And it's just probably one of the most unique bars that I now have at Yahara Chocolate. And it really allows people to experience a different part of the cacao plant, the chocolate plant, that maybe you hadn't experienced before, because there is the pod, which you don't eat, there's the pulp, which you can suck on, and then there's a seed on the inside, which gets roasted and ground into chocolate. In this case, they're taking that pulp and making this jelly candy out of it. And so you get 10 squares, so each bar is easy to be shared amongst 10 people, so you can bite it and taste it and really try it. And it really is just an amazing experience with this chocolate, with from a company that just is taking really good care of their environment and where they are up in the cloud forest of Ecuador. So I'm super excited to have this in my shop now. So Mashpi Chocolate from Ecuador, and you should absolutely give it a try. Thanks.